Welcome in, Trust the Profits. Sean, Patrick Nolan here with Riders Up Tim. We are here for the Risen Star, the Grade 2 $500,000 stakes at the fairgrounds, the first of our 50-point Derby prep races going forward as we are headed to the gate. Sean, what do you like here?
Yeah, you and I are both huge East Avenue fans. I hope he runs the race of his life for Brendan and Tyler. I'm trying to beat Built. I have a exacta. I have three. I have four with the 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 13. Trying to beat Built for second. If Built gets second, good for him. But I think our boy is going to run a huge race tonight, and I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been on this horse for the beginning. Those who are fans of the channel and who tuned in to our preview of the race know that I really love this horse. Look, this is the kind of horse, though, that as a gambler at 3 to 5, coming off the long layoff, I get it. If you're out there and you're playing against this horse, totally makes sense to me. It's something that I would do 9 times out of 10. This Sean, for me, is just that 1 out of 10 with a horse that I just think is special. And, you know, I really wanted to see him. He worked out the last couple of days, looked really good on the track. And we were just commenting as he came out onto the track, how he just absolutely towered over the pony. And he just looks amazing.
Yes, he does. Yep. And as you said, I'll echo that statement. Anybody who says I'm going to take a shot against him, this is definitely the race to do it. I don't blame anybody who's trying 3 to 5 off a layoff this long. I'm just saying it's definitely a valid excuse to try to beat him. You know, exactly. But I just think he's too good for this field, and hope he shows it like we hope he does.
Absolutely. And to echo the point that I made in the preview, obviously this is not the race that they want to win, but I don't think it's going to take the best effort of this horse to win this race. And you know, if he does run back to his form and his best, I just think that this is a field that he could absolutely just destroy. So we are in the gate now with the first horse. Sean, who do you think? I think American Promise is going to want the lead early on. You see anybody else that's going to want to be out front early?
Well, I think he's going to be right there. You know, I mean, that's where he does his best running, you know?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to me to see Vassimo going 2 turns for the first time where Irad decides to place him. I do think from the outside that Magnitude's going to want to be forwardly placed as well. So that's one to watch as far as where he's going to be. And Built's another one. Built's going to be right there. So all of the horses that are, you know, amongst the favorites in the race are going to want to be forwardly placed here, I think, early on. So it will definitely be interesting.
And it's very hard to close. So you want to be around that far, you know, run that far turn, be close. So we are getting close here.
$50 points to the winner, 25 to second. Then we've got 15, 10, and 5 for 3rd through 5th place here. It's basically, it's taken about 40 points to get into the Derby. With this race, it's pretty much winning you're in, I would guess.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And your whole plans change because you can do whatever you want to get your horse as fit as you can for the Derby.
Right. Interesting with the scratch in this race of Jonathan's Way. I think it definitely made East Avenue an even bigger favorite, and we're loaded up and pretty even break. East Avenue did get a good break, unlike he did in the Breeders' Cup. So he's showing some early speed, and just like we had anticipated from the outside there, all the way on the outside, it looks like that's Magnitude. Down on the inside there, you've got Vassimo, just as we thought. So East Avenue and Vassimo are going to sit just behind Magnitude early on here as they head to the clubhouse turn, working their way onto the backstretch here. I don't know why they've got Render Judgment up there. That's clearly Magnitude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
East Avenue sitting just behind him comfortably. Vassimo is there. Built is well positioned as well. All the horses we thought that we talked about right before they went off are exactly where we thought they would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Septarian is well placed here. We'll see what that horse is able to do. If that horse can do something the other runners in the Mucho Macho Man have not been able to do to this point.
Here comes the one, the Lucas horse.
Absolutely. So American Promise, the Lucas trainee, is starting to make a little bit of a run. East Avenue just looks comfortable here.
Yep.
I don't think Tyler's asking for anything yet, although he's starting to ease up a little bit. He is getting pressure on the outside.
He is, yeah. The 9 making a big move. That's Built. Yeah.
So Built starting to make a move.
And East Avenue going the wrong way.
East Avenue is going to fade.
Wow.
This was the race to go against him for sure. But the question is, at this point, can they render judgment? This is one I said early on in our show. If you were watching, I said, do not leave the 13 off your ticket. Steve Asmussen and Winchell Thoroughbreds have won this race 3 times. Make it 4. Make it 4 wins.
That was ultra impressive.
Leading trainer wins.
Look who gets up second. The Preservationist baby. Was that the 5? I said would be my long shot of the.
I believe it was.
Magnitude wins at 43-1, but let's see. Did the Preservationist baby get up for second? I thought he would take to this dirt.
Chunk of Gold was flying late.
Let's see. That was him coming. I think this was him coming down the stretch.
I believe it is. That's him down on the rail inside there, Sean. I believe.
And yeah, I have him across.
Inside, and I think
I have him across at 43-1.
Very nice, but very impressive by Magnitude.
Oh, Magnitude just moved way up.
Ben Curtis took him out early on. Steve Asmussen and Winchell Thoroughbreds, I said, do not count them out. They know how to win this race. They've done it 3 times. Make it 4. They are now that is now the leading trainer in wins for the Risen Star. He was tied at 3 wins, and now he stands alone with 4. Steve Asmussen and Winchell Thoroughbreds. Magnitude, take a bow.
Oh, he couldn't have been any more impressive.
Really
look impressive. At 23, 46, 110 honest fractions, and still ran them off their feet. And could this be the next gun runner?
1, Sean.
Yeah, could this be the next gun runner?
The exacta here is going to be 43-1 over 43-1.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope he got second. That was a close. Yep, he did. All right.
He did. And then Built and Vassimo rounds out the Superfecta.
Yep.
Wow. Well, if you had that one, head to the bank, back up the brinks.
Exactly. You got this try.
And fill it up.
And I think our friend sadly is not going to be on the Derby trail after that performance. That was not a solid, Yeah,
and no excuses. He was well.
No, he's right there. Tyler had him perfect in the position.
Training into the race. There will be the apologists that will give him the excuse and say that he needed the race and he may well come back, but definitely
this field to fall that far back,
Yeah, definitely disappointing. I'm not sure, what has happened to this horse. It is not the same horse we saw in the first couple of races.
Yeah, exactly.
Extremely disappointing for me. But all hats off to Magnitude.
Yep.
Great win.
Oh, it's so impressive. I mean, and look at that, 23, 46, and 110. So don't say that he was just giving it on the lead,
No.
And he took it to them and absolutely drew off in the stretch.
Wow. And great ride by Ben Curtis. I mean, Jose's been up on this one the last couple of times. And so congratulations.
A Charm of Gold, the Preservationist baby.
Yes, very nice. That was one I didn't know what to think a lot about with the first time on the dirt, but definitely took to the surface in the 2 turns. That's one to watch as well going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he gets 25 points, which is good for him,
Right.
And the nice thing for him, Tim, right, is that his connections can throw him right back in the Battaglia. You know what I'm saying? Right. Where he did very good on the Tapeta. You know what I'm saying? And then he can come right. They take their choice to get him to the Derby,
Yes. for
They don't
sure.
even have to bring him back on the dirt. They can bring him back in the Battaglia, or the Jeff Ruby, excuse me,
Right.
and the Jeff that's Battaglia's this weekend. But I'm saying, but the Ruby, and then bring him back on the dirt.
Yeah, they've definitely got a path, that's for sure. And probably, probably going to need at least one more race to make it in.
Yep, exactly.
It's official.
The
Let's check
big
these
balloons.
payouts.
Let's see these big balloons. If you didn't have magnitude in your top 10, I think he's going in now. We saw two very impressive performances here tonight by Good Cheer and now by Magnitude.
Absolutely. And Good Cheer is just a monster. She looks like the
Yeah.
Oaks favorite for sure.
Acting like they've been there before. Look at this.
The Superfecta, Sean, 53,988.
Yep.
If you had magnitude. The exacta here pays $2,600. The $1 try, $6,850.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
And the other thing is too, and this kind of ironic, they took Leatherberry off Built and he jumps on Chunk of Gold and passes Built in the stretch.
Yeah, great ride by Jareth.
Yeah, exactly. Look at wow, pick six, 24 grand. That just absolutely shook up the apple cart there, huh?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and Ben Curtis, who did amazing last year at Fairgrounds, he just loves this track. It's great to see for him. What a ride.
Yeah, that was a really good ride. And the ride on Magnitude, to be able to hold that lead and to get out there, and he wasn't pressed too much early on, but the fractions were far from soft.
Yeah, 23, 46, 110. That's not crawling,
No,
but he looks so much in command still,
Yeah, they were completely honest for sure. So, all right, Sean.
Yep.
Any last comments before we close it up for the day?
Well, I think we definitely have one horse that unfortunately is going down our list and one horse that is definitely coming up our list. That 100%. Is for sure. And one huge long shot that I'm hoping just keeps moving forward in our boy Chunk of Gold Preservations, baby. So I was thrilled for him.
Absolutely. So keep tuned to the channel. We've got the Sunland Derby coming up tomorrow. So that's a 20-point prep race. Next weekend, Sean, you talked about the John Battaglia. We've got that coming up next weekend, along with the Rebel Stakes. And then in Tokyo next weekend, we've got one of the Japanese preps. The Hyacinth is coming up on next Sunday. So next Sunday, Japan time, we will have one of the Japanese races on the road to the 151st Kentucky Derby.
Exciting.
It really is. So here we are, Risen Stars in the books. Congratulations to Magnitude and the Connections. For Sean Patrick Nolan and everyone here at Trust the Prophets, I'm Riders Up. Have a great night.